The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has refused a plea of a man barred from the UK to be reunited with their son. We're going to read more about this from The Guardian, guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an article from The Guardian, and the headline is Suella Braverman refuses plea of a man barred from the UK to be reunited with their son. This exclusive says that the Home Secretary ordered the exclusion of Siyabonga Twala in limbo in Turkey after being stopped from flying back from holiday. Now I'm going to mispronounce his name a few times, so I sincerely apologise in advance. So what is this about? So the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has personally intervened to bar a man living in exile in Turkey from being reunited in the UK with his British son. Now, straight off the bat, that sounds despicable. Siyabonga Twala from Cheshire has been in limbo in Ankara for more than 6 months after he was blocked from boarding a flight back to Manchester last December. He wrote to the Home Office asking to be allowed to come back, but instead Braverman has ordered his exclusion on the basis of serious criminality because of a cannabis offence from 5 years ago. Twala's lawyer said Braverman's intervention set a worrying precedent. A cannabis offence from 5 years ago. Now, we haven't read the whole thing here, but this is one offence from 5 years ago. It's a drug-related offence, okay? Does this sound like somebody who could be a terrorist or a threat to the United Kingdom, guys? Just ask yourself that right here, right now. I don't think so. Unless there's more, which we read down it. But I don't think so. This is already starting to sound incredibly despicable. Twala was on his way back from a family holiday to South Africa with his 9-year-old son Mason and his parents and siblings when he was prevented from boarding a flight home at Istanbul airport on the 30th of December. The trip was the first time that Twala, 34, had returned since his family relocated from Durban to Cheshire when he was 15. Twala had residency in the UK, having grown up in Britain, but has not yet applied for citizenship. His immigration status now hangs in the balance because of a 2018 conviction of possession of cannabis with intent to supply. He has not offended before or since and served 4 months of a 9-month sentence, lowering the 12-month threshold that triggers automatic deportation. So he served the time as well. And he's not been convicted since. Just important to put that into perspective, guys. Apologies for yawning. A letter from the Home Office to Twala's lawyer sent on 14th of July says, the Secretary of State has personally directed that you should be excluded from the United Kingdom on the grounds that your exclusion is to conduct to the public good. What? I'm sorry, this just sounds like total nonsense. The more I read this, the more this sounds just incredibly unfair on this man. The letter concedes that Twala is considered to be a low risk of reoffending, but maintains that exclusion is appropriate on the basis of serious criminality. Serious criminality! Okay? On one charge that he served his time for, a drug-related offence. Yeah, we're not talking about an assault. We're not talking about a potential sexual assault. We're not talking about a convicted murder or anything like that. We're talking about a drug-related incident that he's had one case for so far, guys. Because of a court deemed that he dealt cannabis, the intervention carries no right of appeal or administrative review. The Labour MP Diane Abbott, who has campaigned on behalf of Windrush victims, said it was shocking that the Home Secretary is using an exclusion order in this type of case. She added, this dad, resident in Britain, is not a threat to the general public, and Suella must know this. Instead, she is implementing powers meant to be used against serious criminals to permanently exclude this man from Britain, with no due process and no right of appeal. it's completely wrong, and that he is permanently separated from his son. Nothing has been done justifies this. We can only hope that Suella Braverman thinks again. Nicholas Hughes, Taiwan's lawyer at Duncan Lewis Solicitors, said Braverman's intervention sets a worrying precedent for blocking people from the country. Yeah, that's the thing. It sets a very dangerous precedent. You know, just because of one offence. And the thing is, guys, is that this could happen to anyone. That's the worst thing. Anyone who hasn't got citizenship. This can happen to any of them. That's how dangerous this is. The concern is about the precedent that it might see as it goes unchallenged for such a low bar for what is considered a serious criminal, Hughes said. He doesn't pose a threat to society. He's completely preserved. To then say this is a proportional response to a one-time drug offender, that's lunacy. Taiwan is likely to seek a judicial review of the decision. Hughes says this has to be challenged, not only to protect Siyabonga and bring him back to his family, but also to stop the Home Secretary abusing her discretion to apply to anyone she personally decides she does not want in the UK, irrespective of whether or not it's a proportional or lawful thing to do. Taiwan's son Mason had to celebrate his 9th birthday last week without his father. I speak to him as much as I can, but I can't parent on the phone, Taiwan said. Separation from his son and the uncertainty over his future has taken its toll on Taiwan. It's been hell, he said. I've tried absolutely everything I can to stay sane, but it's been really difficult. I think it's harder than prison. Tawana had a job in Britain as a heavy goods vehicle driver and a rented home with space for medicine, but both have slipped through his fingers while he has been in exile. He has been relying on family help from charity from strangers to stay in Ankara and is doing his best to make his money stretch. I'm eating 1 meal a day right now, and some days I'm really hungry, he said. A Home Office spokesperson said we do not comment on individual cases. This is incredibly cruel. If this is believed to be true, this is incredibly cruel on this man. One offence, drug-related offence, and this is the situation he's been put in, guys. It's absolutely disgusting. If this is all to be true, I deeply sympathise with him and his son in this situation. I just don't. I mean, it's just to make an example out of this man. He's done his time. He did the offence. He's done his time. But because he's not a British citizen, he is treated differently. It's so out of order. Is what it is, guys. It's completely and totally out of order, and I'm sure the vast majority of you here agree with me. All the more reason to not vote Conservative at the next general election. All the more reason to get rid of vile people like this Home Secretary who thinks that they can make example of innocent people who are just going about living their lives, and it's disgusting to say the least. What more can this man do, guys? I will see if I can try and find any links that might be able to do if we can directly support him, if possible, as well, guys. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below on this. What more can be done to support him? Like, share, and subscribe as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.